Hey guys, Amy and Loie here with your playful experiment for the week. And if you don't already know, this is an experiment that you do with a partner. Your partner is assigned to you, and you can find out who your partner is on a list inside of our group. No one can tell us. And you guys get together once a week, and you do your playful experiment via video call or whatever you guys choose. And so this week, your playful experiment is called Nestr. All right, N-E-S-T-R. And basically each letter stands for something. And it is the way to, or a way to check in with each other and ask like, hey, how are you doing? But not in that bland way that we always get asked where it just leaves us wanting to say, fine, good, whatever. This is like, no, really, how are you doing? Like, we're going to go through the N and the E and the S and the T and the R. And like each point you have to tell me so that it's a real check-in. And we're really making sure to slow down and like answer all those points of how we are doing for ourselves too, not just for the other person, but like checking in with ourselves. So you're going to do this with your partner at least one time over, like in the present moment with each other over call or video call or something. And then bonus points if you do at least two others. And these two others could be like quicker. They could be just a quick type out, and sent via, direct message inside of Mighty Networks, or it could be a little voice recording, that's sent via direct message in Mighty, Networks, whatever you want. But it can be a quicker version, but bonus points because doing it more times like gives you more experience with it. And it definitely gets different each time that you get more experience with that, like checking in and tuning into yourself. You get more skillful at it each time. All right. So also let me give credit where credit is due. This is an activity that I got from Jason Gaddis. He does this at his relationship school, which is a project he does that's all about like giving people education on how to do relationships, how to communicate, and how to be connected, that they probably should have gotten in school, but they didn't. And so that's why he uses this as like a really good tool to check in and say, how have you been doing today? But in a way that gives us way more information. So here we go through the letters. N is your number of activation, your number of stimulation. It's like, what level of stuff is happening inside of you right now? How busy are your insides right now? So if you're at a level 1, then there's not a lot going on. You don't feel like a lot going on inside of you. But if you're at a level 10, you're like, whoa, I am overwhelmed. There are so many different things going on inside of me. I am like highly activated right now. Then your second letter, E, N-E, is emotion. This is the part where you get to say, what are the emotions? Okay. The number doesn't have anything to do with happy or sad or how, it's just activation level. And the E is where you get to talk about the emotions. And there may be lots. There might be, most likely are lots of different emotions at play in this particular moment right here and now, inside of you. So it could be like, I'm feeling introspective and I'm feeling quiet and I'm feeling kind of shy and I'm feeling a little confused and I'm feeling a little frustrated. It could be all kinds of different emotions that are going on in there. Or it could just be one, like I am excited. I'm so excited. And my level is 10 because I am like that excited. So it doesn't really, those two numbers or the number and the emotion can relate, but they might not be related. So actually I wanted to ask you, what is your number and your emotion?
My number is probably a 5 right now.
Okay.
And my emotion is, my main one right now is nervous because I'm on camera. I'm feeling a little nervous.
Yep.
Another one is I am feeling a little shy. I do feel that when you said that. That was definitely rang true for me. I'm also, somehow I'm still kind of calm though. Like I'm calm, but I'm nervous at the same time. I'm kind of both.
Right. Fair enough. See, all of that is like useful information because human beings are not like logical beings, like, yeah, it might not make sense, but you also know the feeling, right? I mean, know that you felt nervous and calm before at the same time. Yep. We all have. But as you can also see, like, yeah, you might be, like level 1 where not a whole lot is going on. You're not like actually very stimulated. But that doesn't mean that you don't have lots of feelings. Like you might be pretty chill in there where there's not a whole lot going on, but because of that, you have feelings like inspiration and wonder and gratitude and, thoughtfulness and, things that are going on that you can express as emotions. So you might have lots of those, even if your number is just 1. All right. So enough explanation there. Going on to the next letter, which is an S, N-E-S, which is sensation. And that is not the same as an emotion. This is totally having to do with your body. What are the sensations that you're feeling in your body right now? And some of them might just be practical, like, yeah, there's a bug flying on my head, so I'm feeling like tickle sensation on my head, or I've got a stick poking me right in the side butt here. Yeah, those are sensations that I'm feeling in my body, but it gets me grounded, and it kind of lets me know, like, what am I feeling sensation wise? Because maybe that's why I'm feeling a little irritated emotionally, is because the stick is bothering me. But maybe not, you know. And then there are other sensations that you might notice, like I'm feeling this, you know, jittery feeling in my chest, or my throat is feeling really tight, or I haven't gotten a full breath today and it feels like I'm really wanting a full breath, or, you know, my hands are really cold, or I've got a lot of tension in my feet. They're kind of like hurting or throbbing or something, you know. So you're noticing things, or my shoulders feel really tight. And then you're saying what your sensation in your body is. And eventually you might see that they are linked, like you heard me saying, with some of the emotions or the numbers. But really, it's like, get them out in the moment. What is actually going on for you right this moment? And then you might link them, you know, and maybe they are linked. And maybe you see something that originally it didn't look like they were linked. Like, oh, I didn't think that tight feeling in my stomach had anything to do with my level of activation. But like, I'm starting to notice that every time I'm activated, like pretty highly, I have this same tight feeling in my stomach or in my chest, or maybe it's up in my throat sometimes, but it's that same tight feeling. You know, and you might see the link later, but you know, that's the kind of thing that gets really juicy once you get more into doing these. So what are your sensations?
My sensations are, I actually have like a cramp in the back of my shoulder, and I'm feeling a little shaky, like shaky, jittery, kind of like that.
Like lots of nervousness running through. Yeah. So also, it might be related.
I need some chapstick and my lips are kind of burning.
Yeah, you know, the things. But I mean, it's helpful to just like stop and really notice yourself.
Yeah.
Some of them might be related. Others are just you checking in with you and like feeling out all the things, and enjoying doing that with another. Because again, I feel you. I feel like I have some crusty stuff on the side of my
oh, no.
It's skin, okay? But it's the chap stuff, all right? And anyway, I'm not embarrassed. All right, so next one after sensation is T, N-E-S-T, thoughts. All right, what are your thoughts in this moment? All of the thoughts could be like, you know, oh, I just got distracted by this bug flying in front of the camera, or I heard some crunchy sound over there and I was worried that the dog was going to come over into the camera view, or it could be, you know, other thoughts that are like, well, you know, actually I was wondering about this conversation that I had with this person earlier today and how they were going to respond to that, because I haven't heard from them yet, or I've been kind of thinking about what I need to get done for the rest of the day because I feel like I haven't gotten anything done and I want to, you know. So there could be all kinds of thoughts, but they are really trying to be contained to just like this moment, because we could go on, right? I mean, like, oh God, and earlier today I was worried about this and now I'm fine, you know, but like, let's just pay attention to this moment, because there are lots of thoughts in any given moment. And what are those? Let's talk about those. So what you got?
Let's see. Now I'm thinking about if I have any skin hanging off of my lips.
Cool.
I'm also thinking about how I miss the sunlight already. I'm sad the sunlight.
I know. Well, we were out here in the pretty sun and now it's starting to go down. Yeah.
I'm thinking about how I might get cold soon, and I'm also thinking about what I want to make for dinner, what I'm going to cook for dinner.
Because I'm getting hungry. Yeah, right. See? These are the things. And it's like actually much more informative when you're asking somebody, how's it going? To like just hear it all. Hear the little thoughts, you know, and getting to know what's going on in your head. You're actually saying it out loud and noticing yourself, which sometimes we don't take enough time to like stop and notice ourselves. But it's also really nice to share that, because you're getting a much more solid piece of information on how Loey's doing right now. It's just like more informative. I mean, whether that information like helps you with anything or not, it's just like a real share. You know, okay, so she's getting hungry, you know, and I want to participate. That like also gives me ways to connect, you know. It's like, I want to help think of dinner. I'm hungry too.
Cookies for dinner.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So last one though, because we're getting off topic, is R, N-E-S-T, are. That is your resource. What resource do you have right now? What is that bonus or that extra or that piece of food or that solid chunk of gold that's going to be the fuel that helps you get through this day? What kind of bonus do you have? So your resource could be a feeling in your body. It could be something that happened. So your resource could be like, this dog is making me laugh. That's a resource. I had a really great conversation with some friends earlier, and I had like a lot of laughter, and I've just been carrying that bubbly sensation of laughter with me through the day, and that's my resource. Or it could be like, man, my heart has had this really relaxed, calm feeling all day, this like warm jello bubble of my heart energy today, and I've been using it as a resource. Or my feet have felt like really grounded. I mean, I've just like felt super solid today, like nobody could knock me down. Like in a physical way. And I don't even know what that's about, but it kind of feels like a resource, you know? Or I had a really amazing dream last night, and it made me, you know, think through all this stuff in my life. And I'm feeling like so ready to like live it, you know, and that was my resource, or that is my resource. So it could be any number of things, but what is that resource? It's almost like a gratitude, you know, like, ooh, I'm really thankful for this, or I've got this like thing. This is my bonus today. This is what I've got to like take with me and keep me pulling through. So what's your resource?
My head is actually feeling pretty relaxed. Like I'm feeling like nice and like calm and not tight or anything, just like loose and nice. And also the sunlight on my skin was a resource. I feel kind of like nice and glowy and like recharged. And that's definitely going to be a resource for the rest of the day once it gets dark.
Yeah, because it's getting there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I feel you. And I feel like this is exactly the example I'm talking about. It's like, ooh, I know what she means. Like that light in your head feeling where it's like it just feels like this whoosh, this like open space or whatever. So, or at least I think I do. But like, when do we ever describe that kind of stuff? And that's cool because, you know, now it's like, ooh, yeah. I felt that before. And yes, like the sunlight is something, it's like after I've spent a whole day in the sun, there is like a certain glow, you know, where you've just like spent the whole day in the sun. So anyways, cool. All right. So you're going to do this with your partner, and you guys are going to get a more in-depth insight into how the other person's doing, who the other person is, and you're going to be able to relate in a more deep and connected way just from the fact that more information is given. And yeah, you're going to start to see yourself in a more deep and connected way too. This is also, just like side note, a really good thing to do when you're trying to make a decision. Like if you're in a place where you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't know what I feel. Should I do this or this? I can see ways that this is a benefit, and I kind of want both. Like, how do I know? Those moments are tight. We all get into those. And I find that if I do a Nestr with myself and just like, all right, just stop. What's my number? What are my emotions? What's my sensation? What are my thoughts? What is my resource? It may not always give me the answer that I'm looking for, but often it really does. Number one, it could like actually like, okay, I'm actually more nervous about this than I think. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Or like, actually, I feel like all this horrible tightness in my chest. Like, I think this is a no. I think this is my body saying no. Or it may just be that just the very fact, like none of the actual things that were going on in your emotions or your body had anything to do with the decision, but just the actual fact of like stopping and slowing down and listening to yourself and just kind of getting centered that moment. Like the decision comes to you. You're like, all right, it had nothing to do with any of the things that were on the Nestr, but like, I'm just already feeling it. Like I slowed down, I checked in, and like, it's clear to me now which way I want to go, which decision is the one for me. So that's just kind of like a side benefit of using this one, but you guys enjoy and use it for now, forever, for always. If you like it, hope you do. Nestr.